Testing, testing, 1, 2. All right, welcome back everybody to Lightning Speed Racing. We are back racing on the F1 2022 game, and we are returning to the Red Bull Ring. This is the Austrian Grand Prix, and we're back in Austria for round 12 of the Group 1 Season 3 Championship. So before we get into the racing, let's go over this track real quickly. As I mentioned, we're at the Red Bull Ring, which is the shortest track on the calendar in terms of turns. It's got 10 turns to make up a circuit length of 4.3 kilometers. That's 2.6 miles long. There's also 3 DRS zones to help encourage overtaking for around here, so expect a lot of overtakes, especially up the hill at turn 3. So with the track details aside, let's get into the racing here today. As you can see, we are in the qualifying session and we have 20 drivers on the grid for what is going to be the 4th to last round of the season in LSR. And like I mentioned, this is Group 1, the fastest division in LSR. So in the comms box for today, it's myself, Formula Jonah, and joining me once again is my good friend James. James, how are you doing as we head into a very exciting race here in Austria?
Hello everybody, I am very excited for Austria, as it's always quite exciting with about three DRS zones, so that should help everyone get very close to each other and should provide some really good racing as we are watching qualifying at the moment.
Yeah, definitely should be an exciting one here today in Austria. Excited to be commentating with you once again, James. A quick few notes to mention to our viewers watching right now. Last time out was the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. That was 2 weeks ago. We had our week break from the Group 1 and Group 2 division. We actually had our LSR GT event around the Nordschleife Sprint. If you guys want to check out the live stream for that, go into our YouTube channel and go find that. It was an awesome race, and it was actually won by this guy here, James. So that was an exciting race. I'm sure it was a good one for you as well.
Physically, my legs could not handle it, but it was very good. As soon as I saw B-Tom disconnect, I was jumping up in my where I sit. So
yeah, it definitely was an exciting one, an eventful one, I might add. It was a crazy race, and it ended up being very exciting. But anyway, we're here in Austria. This is going to be an exciting one. 20 drivers on the grid as well. Full grid here today in LSR. And every single point does matter because, like I mentioned earlier, it is the last round of the season. Next week, we head to Spain and to Barcelona for the first time since Season 1, so that should be incredible. And then to Bahrain and Brazil to round off the season. Has time flown by? It feels like yesterday when we first started the first race in Australia for Season 3. But a championship is brewing, especially between Alpine and Mercedes drivers. B-Tom and Yuki, those are two of our main drivers in the championship fight. They are separated by just a few points in this championship. It's going to be incredibly close. There's also other drivers that could get into the mix for this championship fight. Ickle Bickle, SSL Mango, 2 drivers that I think have had a great run in the last 2 Grand Prix. Ickle Bickle and SSL Mango picking up their first wins in Group 1 in Britain and Azerbaijan just a few weeks ago. So it's been a good one for them, and finally they can say they are race winners. So maybe they'll be championship contenders as well. We will see how that works out for them and for the other drivers as well. But I do want to mention to all our drivers on the grid, thank you so much for racing, and to all of our viewers joining us here in the live stream or on replay as well. Thank you so much for watching our stream here today. It's been a huge amount of support from everybody, so thank you so much for joining. If you have any questions, if you have any predictions for the race, let us know down in the comments down below. We'll try and respond to as many as we can. Subscribe to LSR to see not just Group 1, but Group 2 content as well as many of the events that comes your way for LSR and what is coming next in the league as well. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. Anyway, let's move on. James, what are you seeing out on track as pretty much qualifying is at its half stage as we head into the race?
Well, there's a bit of blockage going on in the pit lane. If you go and spectate, you're boring. I don't know what's happened here, but he's reported that he is stuck. No, stuck. I don't know why I say stuck. But everyone's coming out of their garage to pick him up, but he just seems to not be able to move.
Yeah, what is going on here?
Reason. So everyone is going to be stuck in the pit lane, so please do not enter the pit lane at the moment, I guess.
This is
our drivers are listening.
This is the weirdest glitch I've seen in a long time. We have a few drivers leaving the session, actually. Oh, and there we go. It was the two Mercedes, Xiaomi and Yuki, that just left the pit. I think that's what caused it.
I don't know what happened there, but yeah, bit of a weird one, but all bugs aside, we are back underway, I guess, for everyone again.
And now we just gotta hope that Xiaomi and Yuki can rejoin the session. It looks like the Mercedes team has caused a massive issue on the grid, and it's not one but both Mercedes have left the session. It looks like it was simultaneously as well, so it seems that that was an issue between the entire Mercedes garage. I'm not exactly sure what happened. But anyway, hopefully they can rejoin soon. And speaking of Mercedes, they need to rejoin soon because they need to get a good result in this race. They are currently leading the Constructors' Championship. If they do not get a good result today, then that's bad news for them, and that allows other teams to start catching up on them as we head into the final three races.
Yeah, it's looking to be a very close fight for everyone. Just sending out another invite for everybody else. Well, for those two to rejoin. But it's looking very, very close in the championship, as Red Bull are only 66 points behind. So one mistake from both drivers, they could be out of it.
Definitely, yeah. This would not be good for them in this championship, and we'll see what happens. You know, it's going to be a long race, and we still have a few more minutes qualifying. I did see STR Tano join, so that's good. Tano is back in the session. I'm not sure about Xiaomi. Hopefully, Xiaomi will be able to get in, or maybe I didn't see him rejoin the session. Not exactly sure about that one though. So. What can we talk about, James? Is there anything that you want to talk about as we approach pretty much the halfway mark of qualifying?
I've been watching B-Tom, and I don't know if he's just doing practice laps or anything, but he's not using much ERS. He's on his 7th lap. So I think he's just getting practice runs, so we might not have seen the end of him, as he's just slowing down a little bit just so he can get a bigger gap to the Red Bull in front of him, I believe, as both Mercedes do come out on track. So the homie has come back.
That's great news for them.
Great news.
Yeah, I am curious to see what B-Tom's going to do here. He is on 7 lap old soft, so I don't see any improvement on that particular lap time for him. But I think he did mention that he didn't have a lot of time to practice for this race, so maybe this is his practice session, you know, and fair play, you know, that can be. It doesn't really, the rules don't really state that you can't go out for some practice laps, as we see actually B-Tom spinning off the exit of turn 4. He should be rejoining the track momentarily. Yes, he does. Very good. And we see another driver going fast. I think that was Seville Flair in the Williams. So Seville Flair up into P4 now. He needs a good race, especially the Williams team as a whole. They need a pretty good race for today to get some more points in the championship. Ace Senna had a good run as well, as we see Zayek go into P4 with a 105.096. Yeah, Ace Senna, great run last time out in Azerbaijan. What was it, P5, I think?
Just gonna get the results, but yeah, P5.
Wow.
For Baku, which was very great race from him. And we had Mango absolutely dominate the field, and he's already a few times up on Solar Hives, so maybe another dominant race again.
It very much could be. Who knows what could happen as Seville Flair goes even faster, a 104.6. And Ickle Bickle, I do believe, went P3 with a 104.8. So a few more drivers going faster. Tomer now just, unfortunately, invalidates that lap time. So he will say P18 at the moment. STR Tano on a lap as well. Want to see what he can do. Also, what about Waitsy in the Haas? Haas had a great run with both of their drivers in Britain last time out. I think they both scored points. Waitsy returns after missing the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, looking to see what he can do. So we have another driver going up into the top 10, I want to say. I think that might have been an AlphaTauri. Not exactly sure, as Tano hasn't validated that lap, so he cannot improve on that particular lap in the Mercedes car. But we'll see if he's going to be able to set a lap time. Something I quickly want to mention here for all our viewers watching, something we can definitely talk about if we get the opportunity, is the new updated liveries to the car. A new update came out for this game, and there's a few adjustments to the liveries. I think the biggest one I can tell is the Red Bull livery. It's much darker. I love that they've actually added in the true color scheme of that Red Bull. It was too bright before, in my opinion.
It was a bit bright for me, but I've not seen the Red Bull yet because I have not been on this game since 2 weeks ago.
All good.
So, I've seen stuff about the Aston Martin as well, and that looks a bit better. Mercedes needs a little bit of just like one or two things there, but everything is looking a lot better. So
yeah, I have noticed the Aston. The Aston looks pretty cool. Same with the Alpine as well. The Alpine, it seems like it's a little bit more like there's more white in that blue, I would say. Maybe it's just the sun coming off the blue livery. There's more sponsors as well on the blue, so that's nice to see. But the Aston, I love the new livery for that. I think it's really cool. Honestly, before I wasn't a big fan of the Aston Martin livery, but now I think I'm gonna be able to like it a little bit more. Maybe we could race for them next season, James. We'll see how that works out. But anyway, we are about 4 minutes left of this session. SSL Mango still has the fastest lap time, a 104.3. James, do you think that time will be beaten by anyone on the grid?
I want to say Mango's going to beat it, and also Waitsy's just put in 104.8 as well.
Ooh. That's good news for him. Yeah, that puts Haas into the top 5 now in their session, so that's good. Vacant Haddock in P11. So Haas running a pretty good session right now. That's good news for them. I think another driver just improved on their time. I think it might have been Sohypes in the Alfa Romeo, and he's just gone into a 104.8. And Zayek has just said in the comments, poll for Zayek. Will that happen?
Who knows? If he can gain about a second, if you can gain about a second, Zayek, pole's definitely yours.
A second? That's a pretty big ask.
Pretty big, but it's yeah.
Well, I think we've seen some pretty crazy things in league racing, especially in real life as well. So anything can happen. I guess we'll have to find out. So these drivers are heading out on their final attempt to set a lap time in this session. So I think that might be it, unless he's able to improve on his time here. I don't believe he's going to be able to. But we will see. He's going to come into the pit lane, actually, so that'll be good news for him in the Alfa Romeo. I do want to mention as well that if Sohypes gets a good result for Alpha, this is great news for them. Alfa Romeo really needs some points in this championship. Ace Senna grabbing P5 last time out in Azerbaijan was huge for them. They are currently sitting down in P10 in the championship. But if Sohypes and Ace Senna will be able to get some good points for the Alfa Romeo team, that's what I want to see. That's exactly what I want to see. I want to see them get up there. Because for the first time in LSR history, I do believe we could be seeing every single team scoring higher than 50 points, which is pretty insane, especially in a Formula 1 championship.
That is very, very good and very impressive from everyone. As Mango has gone out for his out lap, so he'll be looking to be the last person over the line. We've also got Yuki who is now on his lap. He's got purple in sector 1 at the moment. Coming down the hill into sector 2, into turn 4. He's not going to allow the thing. Yeah, he's going to go wide. No, he stayed right away from that curve, which is very odd. He's going to have a little bit of traffic in front of him. He's got his teammate as well. And then another Aston Martin, so he might get between purple and sector 2 as well. This could be the lap that puts him on pole, but his teammate's going to give him the slipstream. Is he going to just get out of the way? Sets back off, I believe. But race to the line, and it's going to be a 1 minute 5.1.
Oh, and a spin across the line as well. That looked very dangerous, of course. I don't know if that was intentional or not. Thankfully, there was no car ahead of him. But yeah, only P8 for STR Tano. And that'll see him start 8th in this championship, or in this race. B-Tom, meanwhile, his championship rival and current championship leader, put in a 104.5 to put his second fastest on the grid. So that's good enough for what will be most likely a front row grid spot for B-Tom, but there still is drivers out on laps. Seville Flair is up by a few 100ths of a second, too, to be exact. Is there anyone else that you see out on track that maybe is improving on their times?
Well, I just moved to Waitsy, who just spun it on the first corner. I think he had a collision with A Senna, as he is also off track and breaking the BWC board. But going back to Mango, who's now in the last sector, make it really nice. He's not going to go off track. Very little bit off track there, but it's coming down to the line, and it's going to be a 1 minute 34.7, 2 milliseconds quicker than his previous best.
Wow, impressive lap time from SSL Mango there. That should get him pole. However, Zayek is improving. He improved by 0.5 of a second in the first sector. Could this be actual pole position for Zayek? He's going to come through sector 2. I think he just did. He didn't improve by much. Let's see what he can do through sector 3 and across the line as well. The AlphaTauri will get out of the way as Zayek comes through the last corner. And what is this lap time going to be for the Red Bull driver to the line? Oh, and he's ran out of fuel, or he's backed off. Something has happened to Zayek there, but he's not improved on his final time.
I think he backed off. It looked like it was more of a back off, but I don't actually know.
Yeah, it seemed like that was too quick for him to, like, lose fuel, you know?
Yeah, it felt very quick, but we'll have to find out by Zayek himself. But 7 tenths off the lead, so
Well, SSL Mango qualifies on pole. Another pole position for the McLaren driver. He is smashing the record books in terms of pole positions. Beaton, P2, followed by Ickle Bickle. Then comes Seville Flair, another 4th place start for the Williams driver. Sohypes in P5, followed by Waitsy in the Haas. Goodjoe makes it an Alpine, both cars in the top 7, with Zayek in P8, making it both Rebels in the top 8, followed by STR Tano, currently sitting 2nd in the World Championship, with NYR completing the top 10 for Scuderia Ferrari.
It's looking to be a very, very good race here. So we'll have to wait and see what everybody goes for as their strategy. But
Definitely.
I want to guess it's going to be a medium hard, or at least a hard soft for the back people. Well, people at the back of the grid.
That's my hope as well. I think that's probably the best strategy for around here. Tire degradation isn't too bad for around here, but we'll see. And no formation lap as well. We're heading straight into this race. Let's hope the first lap is clean, the rest of the race is clean, and it ends up being an absolutely amazing race. Good luck to all drivers. This is the one that that matters. Austria, Spain, all that. That's gonna be a big one. No formation lap, says Viperize. Unfortunately, not because of the glitch. As we see the clock officially counting down. A little bit of a glitch with the clock, I might add, as hopefully we go in 20 seconds as it's counting down. But anyway, it should be a great race. James, I cannot wait to commentate alongside you in the box here today for this amazing race that's going to be in Austria. Good luck to all drivers. Keep it clean, keep it safe, and have fun, of course. So let's get this one underway. It is time for those engines to start here in Lightning Speed Racing. And the lights are about to go out. 5 red lights are on. And they're now out as we're racing in Austria. And it's lights out and away we go. SSL Mango gets a very good start compared to B-Tom. Ickle Bickle trying to challenge. Oh, there's a crash already towards the back. That's a Mercedes and a Red Bull. There's almost 3 wide. Ickle Bickle is round. Ickle Bickle's round. Something happened to Ickle Bickle at the start as he went a little wide. Waits he up to third. Flare looking for the move on the Haas driver as he goes to the inside line. Good Joe into P5. Alpine had a great start there as the Ferrari of NYR and Xiaomi are also side by side. And Aston Martin of Yarborn is trying to go side by side with the Williams of Tom as it is a great start for the remainder of the drivers. But there was 2 drivers towards the back. The Red Bulls did not have a good one. Ickle Bickle down the grid once again, unfortunately.
Yeah, quite a lot of spins for everyone here in the pack. I think Zayek had wheel spin and crashed into the Mercedes. Mercedes not being affected too much by it. But Yuki making his way through the field already. And making a move around the outside of Boring through sector 3, which is quite nice move there. There was some action in the back as well with Sohibes spinning out on the 3rd corner.
Ooh, not good news for him and for Alfa Romeo. They need some good points in the session. It's not looking good so far as we see Ickle Bickle making the move on Vacant Haddock, making his way through the field. Let's see how this works out. Oh, there's contact, I think, further up the field. Yeah, boring. And was that Acid Masters? I think it may have been. But those 2 cars are
Yuki's
down.
out.
Oh, it's Yuki.
Yuki's now dropped down to 19th. Zayek has pitted for front wing.
Oh, that's not good news for Yuki in this race and Zayek as well, who's going to have to move down the order. Xiaomi and Waitsy side by side into turn 4. Xiaomi up into P5 now, and the Mercedes takes into P5 of this race. Waitsy trying to come back, but he is on the hard compound tires, so that may be why he's struggling to keep up with the medium compound runner Mercedes.
Action all round already. We haven't even finished the 2nd lap. Crazy right now.
Definitely.
Just running away at the moment.
Oh yeah, it's a great race throughout. B-Tom 6/10 behind, but we also have Tom looking for the move on NYR. I think there's a car spinning off. That may have been Vacant Haddock as the Haas looks to be going slowly as Tom gets a little bit too much of the power there. Has to go onto the curb and loses the time to NYR. And that's going to set him down the order just a tad. And Gajo goes a little bit wide. Gajo a little bit wide there. And Xiaomi's now looking for the overtake. So the Alpine of the Jojo is now in P4 trying to defend against the Mercedes of Xiaomi, who's coming back in this race. And where's his teammate? Where is Yuki at this moment?
He is just exiting the pits.
Oh.
After his 2nd lap contact, don't know who with. Back to the middle of a pack where we have Speedy in P9, followed by Senna.
Oh yeah.
And it's quite a big pack right now, from 9th to 15th. So DRS train already here and activated as it is now over lap 3. So everyone within a second of the car ahead will be able to have DRS and get about 20 miles an hour quicker, as Senna has DRS and makes a move down the outside of Speedy and makes that move done really well. And there's action going on behind as Viperize is getting squeezed.
Almost 3 wide going on.
Danny still has just moved straight through the middle of them and past them both. So Hype's going to look for the inside, but just gets a bit squiggly at the rear end. Ickle now comes down the outside of So Hype and move up into P14.
Oh, Tom and Speedy, I do believe. Or no, Tom and So Hypes? No, Tom and NYR. That was a good battle going on there, and now they are down in P16 and 17. A little bit of contact, it seems, between the two drivers.
Tom's still round, so as he gets back underway, going back to this battle for 9th position, or 8th position at the moment, as they are all within a second of each other. Igglebiggle is now going to have DRS. He's going to look around the outside. Should be an easy move, and it's already been done. Eat My Dust now has passed Viperize, but Viperize is still there. He's going to have DRS, but so will Eat My Dust. So he will have the exact same pace. Just who will get better traction, or who will have a better exit.
And while this was all going on, move going on at the front of the field as well. Shahomi got past the JoJo, so Shahomi up into 4th now of this race, running a really good race on the medium compound tires. Next up is Sev LaFleur. Let's see how that battle turns out. But still, this awesome battle for P10 going on right now. So Hyped now looking for the overtake on Danny Stillers, and then also that battle for P12. I think there's a bit of a gap between 11th and 12th, and Ickle Bickle is up to P9, so that's good news for him. He's gonna look to chase after Speedy and Ace Senna and then try and catch up to the top 6. So we'll see how that works out for him. So Hypes in the Alpha Romeo could be looking for the overtake on Danny Stillers. Ickle Bickle looking for the overtake on Speedy. I think he's gonna make it on the hard compound tires. Meanwhile, Waitsy makes the move on the JoJo.
Solheim has moved up into P10 following Ickle make a move down into turn 3 on the inside. So that's a nice move for him and up into P10.
Well, we see Viperize and Eat My Dust side by side as well. McLaren v AlphaTauri. This is a very difficult corner to go through, especially in overtaking, but these guys keep it going. And let's see, can Eat My Dust get it? Yes, he does. And the McLaren driver moves up into 12th position ahead of Viperize. Acid Masters in the number 88 AlphaTauri is looking to make an overtake on his reserve teammate, who's just ahead.
Yeah, it's very, very close now as Solheim get past Speedy. Now he will be on the charge for Ickle Bickle, who is 1.2 seconds ahead, but he'll be within, hopefully, well for him anyway, within arm's reach within a matter of no time.
Well,
Speedy has DRS, he's going to look for a move. It's just a bit too far back at the moment. But now Danny may have a great exit here. No, it's not a better exit than Speedy. Might have the speed though. No one's going to be able to make a move into turn 4 at the moment.
Yeah, so no change for the battle for P9 at this current moment, and Speedy losing a bit of time to So Hypes, I do believe. Now gaining it because So Hypes goes a little bit wide, so a little bit of a commentator's curse there. As we see at the front of the field, I want to keep an eye on B-Tom and SSL Mango. 5 tenths separating them. B-Tom looking for that overtake on the McLaren driver for the lead of this Austrian Grand Prix. 4 tenths separating these two drivers. DRS is activated for B-Tom in the Alpine. Is he gaining enough time to overtake SSL Mango? No, he is not. He is staying right behind the McLaren driver. SSL Mango exits very nicely. B-Tom gets actually a little bit too much of the power and does lose a tenth or two to the McLaren, who keeps P1 for the time being. This race is all about defending, especially for our race leader, SSL Mango, and we know how good of a defender he truly is. So let's see how this goes for SSL Mango. Can he defend against the championship leader and the Season 2 champion for the entire race? I guess we'll have to find out. Oh! Ace Senna off the track. Sorry to interrupt you there, James, but Ace Senna is off the track. A spin, possibly, for the Alfa Romeo. Did you see what happened to the number 7 car?
No, I think I was just about to change to that midfield pack as you said that, so didn't get a chance to see what happened there. Speedy gets us a 3-second time penalty, so the second person with time penalty at the moment.
Oh, not good news for Speedy in this race. He's going to drop outside the top 10 with the current... Oh, as Ace Senna also gets a 3-second time penalty. Going back to the front of the field. Oh, B-Tom getting a little bit too much power again at turn 3. So the gap will stay the same. I think what the problem is right now between these two battling is that SSL Mango is going to lose time on the straight to turn 3, but then B-Tom can't overtake him because he's too far back. So his best shot is to make that overtake into turn 4. However, B-Tom gets a very difficult exit, at least for the past 2 times, on turn 3, so he has no chance to make that overtake on SSL Mango. Hence why there's not any overtaking going on at the front. So it's kind of like a back and forth moment there for those two drivers. Let's see how that goes in a bit. What are you watching right now, James? Do you see any battling or any strategy that's going on here? What's your thoughts?
I'm just watching Danny fight Speedy. He was trying to go around the outside, just couldn't make it happen, but he's staying there with him. Eat My Dust is also with Danny, but as Danny has DRS, Eat My Dust won't really gain much time.
No, he won't, but he gets a much better exit, it seems.
Yeah, he seems to get just a little bit of a good exit, but just not enough pace as Danny does have that. Yeah, that's wide open, but
he's sending.
Gonna make a lunge. It's not the greatest on traction out the end of turn 3 there, but now Acid Masters is going to look down the insides. He's had to back off, I think. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, I think Eat My Dust broke a little bit later than Acid Masters, and I think Acid was like, no, you have the turn there. I don't think there was enough space for him to go side by side with the McLaren on that particular occasion.
As Yuki's just passed, Yuki has just been passed by Zayek.
Ooh. Well, Zayek is on the mediums.
Flag and checked 1.
That's Seville Flare!
Now dropping down to P7, he's gonna have Vickle fighting for P6 now. He's gonna have better straight here, he's gonna go for a lunge. Just bit no contact, so he's gonna have a bad exit. Ooh. So well, Ickle, just getting a bit too early of a power maybe. But he's gonna have a look down the inside. Bit of an easy move, I would say there. He just left it open. We've got action in the back as well with Acid Masters and Danny.
Yeah, what happened there? Was there a spin or something like that? Because I saw an AlphaTauri off the track.
There was damage to Acid Masters' front wing.
Oh. Not good news for the...
That's going to cost a lot of time.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, that's not good news for them. And Acid Masters, he'll have to pit eventually. Oh, Seville Flare.
Spun it.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So is Danny. I was looking at Viprize a few laps ago, and he just got a little bit twitchy in that corner. I don't think that corner is the best corner for him as his teammate dives into the pit lane, as would be expected. But yeah, he does not seem that great into that corner. But back to the front or the middle of the pack with Ickle, Bickle and Seville there. Ickle's not really far away as what's happened in the back here.
Eat My Dust and Speedy have made contact. Sorry to interrupt your conversation there, James, but yeah, Eat My Dust and Speedy made contact. I think the two braked a little late, made some contact on the edge, and then I think Eat My Dust was trying to come back onto the racetrack and then spun the car to the left. Thankfully, he saved it, but he's lost a lot of time to the front runners. I think about 10 seconds to that battle for P9. So I wonder if that incident will be looked in by the stewards there. What were you talking about, though, James? Oh, hold on a second. B-Tom making the move on SSL Mango.
He's not the greatest exit out turn 3 again. Doesn't seem to get on the track doing great at all.
No, it wasn't. That turn 3 is just really not working out for B-Tom. You can see that he's got the pace to overtake Mango, but then just cannot make that overtake final. Also, Seven Flares got past Ickle Bickle. Ickle Bickle looking for that overtake on the Williams. You can tell he's definitely got the pace to do this, but Seven Flares stays ahead, and also So Hypes has gained some time on these two and is now in the battle for P6. Vacant Haddock and Speedy side by side.
Going back to B-Tom, he's 3 tenths almost. It's there. Mango can use turn 3 to his advantage so much. If he can just make B-Tom go the wrong place. As we'll watch him again, see what he can do here. As you can see, Mango gets away. He just pulls out a few tenths in that one corner.
Yeah, I think you can see on B-Tom's steering wheel that he's struggling to get on the power. He's having wheel spin, and then I think that the shifting is causing that to affect the tire's rotation into that corner. So it's the exit of the corner that's affecting B-Tom's line, and that ultimately allows Mango to get away. Ickle Bickle and Seville Flare. The battle continues for 6th position. Ickle up into 6th position now. A Senna and Vacant swap positions as well. And that's a Mercedes off the track. That's Shahomey.
Even more problems for Mercedes. This is not a weekend they are going to love at all. As they have Yuki way down the pack. Shahomey falling down the pack now.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's,
New pits. So our first person to pit, I think for real, but the pit window doesn't seem to be open just yet. I would guess.
Oh, yeah. This is interesting. The tire strategy is going to come into play now. That is something to mention. As it looks like another driver's coming to the pit lane. That's Eat My Dust, I do believe.
Yep, Eat My Dust has gone onto the medium compound, I believe. So, second person to pit will rejoin in 18th position, I think, unless Aston Masters can get ahead here. He won't have DRS, but he will have the straight line speed and warmer tyres. Nice and easy move down the inside of turn 2. So that is now P18 for Aston Masters.
Yeah, and Eat My Dust has got to warm up those tires. You can tell that he's struggling for rotation at turn 3. Definitely needs to warm up those tires. So Hype's going for the undercut strategy on P5 and P6 battle. So he is pit now for, I'm assuming, the hard compound tires. This is good news for So Hypes, who might be able to gain an advantage on the top runners.
The hard compound tires do go on, so this could be very interesting as Severfair gets back ahead of Ickle Bickle, but Ickle Bickle was just pulling ahead ever so slightly, and he regained P5 by the looks of it, as he's just pushed Severfair off track. Don't know if that's a bit naughty, but not a very good idea, I think, as Zayek has, I believe, spun it again. And he's retired in the pit lane.
So
a horrible day.
Yeah, it looked to be pretty promising as well for Zayek, and it just didn't work out in the race, you know?
Yes, I go back to B-Tom. He's still still not getting on the traction really good, so he's still behind Mango and isn't catching up, he isn't falling behind, he's staying there, so maybe this might just be strategy call and a strategy fight.
Well, let's see how this works out. You know, I think the strategy is going to be key here, as we have been mentioning.
Mango pits.
Oh.
So Mango is pitting this lap, so this could be a really good call, or B-Tom, it's hammer time.
Definitely.
I would say.
Oh yeah, well it's definitely that time. You know, B-Tom's gotta make sure that he gets a good gap to SSL Mango once he pits. And also another thing to mention about Alpine, while they have a car fighting for the race win, we also have another car fighting for P3. Well, currently P2, but once SSL Mango gets ahead of these guys, because these guys will eventually pit, then it'll be the battle for P3. So Alpine chasing a double podium today, and with these points, technically they will be into P3 in the championship. That's how close this championship fight is. I think Alpine are currently sitting down in 7th, and if they score these points, they'll get into P3. It's that close.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, your boring has now gone off track, and I think he's just spun it. But he is pitting this lap, so Aston Martin down in the last place positions at the moment. Not great at all for them. But right now, Mango right behind the Jojo. And at the moment, the gap to the leader is 17 seconds, I believe. 17,
yeah.
Well, 18 seconds. I don't know how long a pit stop is around here.
A pit stop for around here is about, I'd say, 19 to 20 seconds. I think that's about the pit stop. Oh, we have a car spinning.
Bacon had it. He spun at sector 3, I believe.
Yeah, you're correct. That is the car that has spun off. Unfortunate to see Vacant off the track there. And he was...
Mango's made it up into P2, so this could be the move for the lead of the race.
Yeah, that was critical for Mango to get ahead there. Otherwise, he would have been stuck behind Waitsy, and B-Tom would have had an advantage, and B-Tom into the pits now.
So this is where it gets interesting, because Mango has now caught up 7 to 17 seconds. And as you said, 18 to 19 seconds as a pit stop. So this is crucial stuff for B-Tom now. Did he pull a big enough gap, or it doesn't look like he's pulled enough? Mango's already past him now.
And worse news for B-Tom. Yeah, and worse news for B-Tom, because look where he's exiting. He's going to exit behind Ickle Bickle, and maybe even Seville Flare as well. No, he's going to actually exit right between these two, and he's going to have some work to try and overtake these guys. Ickle Bickle's going to try and defend the inside line. B-Tom's going around the outside of the Red Bull. And he should get ahead. Seville Flare looking for the overtake as Solipes is out. He's retired in the pit lane.
Don't know what's happened to him, but B-Tom making the move of his race and the move maybe for the race, but he's going to have to gain another 3.5 seconds. He's lost 3.5 seconds since Mango has pitted, so staying out longer did not work.
No, it did not work. He's going to be down the order now, and that's not good news for him. Seville Flare and Ickle Bickles. Ickle Bickle is into the pit lane. So that's quite interesting as well. Waitsy also into the pits from 2nd place in this race. So those two will come into the pits while Seville Flare stays out on track.
So this is the fight for Mango and B-Tom. And as I did say previously, 3.7 seconds, 6 seconds has been lost. Ooh. So quite a bit of time around this track.
Definitely. And another big story to mention as well is that the JoJo has moved ahead of Waitsy by quite some time. So Undercut proving to be the better strategy here. By around 3 seconds, he's gained on the Waitsy, and now is in theoretically P3 in this race once Seven Flare comes into the pit. So currently, as it stands and as we predict it, it will be an Alpine 2-3 in this race. So, James, wouldn't you say this is kind of like our middle ground of the race? Not a ton of stuff happening. The overtakes have started to calm down a little bit. We're starting to get into that strategy point of the race. And speaking of strategy, we got Seven Flare coming in the pit lane.
Yeah, this is becoming to be that type of game. Well, type of play at the moment, as people have started their pits. So, not everyone's pitted. So, it'll be interesting to see where everybody else comes out when they make their stop. Seven Flare comes out ahead of Jafoni. Has DRS?
Yeah, how does he have DRS?
I do not know, because we didn't see Beaton with DRS, even though he was within a second of a car ahead. So, Seven Flare just lucky, I guess? The chosen one?
The chosen one. The FIA has given him the right to use the DRS. As we see a 3-wide moment going on for P12 right now. Oh my goodness, Vacant Haddock round the outside. Eat My Dust keeps it going. And Acid Master's there as well. I cannot believe that worked out. You don't see a lot of 3-wide moments here. And it seemed to me that there was no contact between the three. Great racing from everybody in this fight for 12.
Sad to kind of miss that, but wow, we saw it in real life, I believe, a 4-wide battle. So we're almost there. I want to say, but very, very great racing from Dust and Vacant and Acid Masters. We'll have to wait and see what they can do again here as they're coming up to the first DRS straight, with Emo does having the US on Vacant, getting very close now. He's going to want a good exit. He's not really having the greatest ever exits. And he's losing time, in fact.
Oh! Well, while that's happening, I don't think there's going to be any change right now, but look at the battle for P9. NYR and STR10 have been fighting for position for the last few laps, honestly. I think these two have kind of been in the shadows while we've been commentating on all the action, and it's been a great battle so far. They were side by side into turn 9, and they continue to go side by side. So a great battle going on for 12th, but also a good one going on for 9th as well.
Very good as he is starting to get away now.
Yeah, definitely. I think NYR's tires are going to start dropping off because he is on those mediums. You know, the mediums can be really, really, like, they're going to have a lot of degradation once they get to around, like, lap 17 or 18 on the tires, and NYR's on 19-lap-old mediums. So that kind of just proves that. Vacant looking for the overtake on Speedy. And Eat My Dust also looking for the overtake. It's another 3-wide moment coming in. I don't believe so. Vacant, maybe a push off track. I'm not exactly sure, but Vacant goes off the track there. He's gonna be side by side with Speedy. Down. Oh, there's contact. Big crash.
Oh, I was gonna say something else, but we now have a safety car. What I was gonna say, Mango has a 3-second time penalty.
Oh, that's big news as well.
So, really, really interesting. But what happened here with Speedy and Vacant?
So I was watching the incident when it happened. I don't know. It kind of. I don't want to draw to any conclusions or anything like that. It looks like Vacant and Speedy were side by side, and then to me it looked like Speedy went a little bit to the left, and then that he collided with Vacant, and I think the two went just straight into the wall. Vacant out of the race, unfortunately. Speedy's got major damage, so not good news for the pair of them. The stewards will have to definitely look into that. But what has come out of this is a safety car has been called out on track for the first time in this race. SSL Mango has that 3-second time penalty. That is going to severely hurt his race. B-Tom coming into the pit lane. This is huge news. Could Alpine get a 1-2 in this Austrian Grand Prix?
I mean, it's very, very possible, as Jojo does not stop, but waits he does. So this could be very, very big. But if Jojo just stays behind B-Tom and just plays a team game, this could well be very, very interesting.
Definitely. Well, this is big. This is big for a lot of our drivers out on track. This kind of bunches up the field again, so that's good news for everybody out on track. But what this does mean is that this is going to severely hurt SSL Mango's race, and possibly will help Ickle Bickle to get into a podium position as well. So big change for this for the end of the race. 10 laps pretty much to go. And a major incident has caused another safety car.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to look into that incident after the race, but yeah, as Viprise has asked for a new front wing and I didn't give it to him.
The team just doesn't. Maybe the team ran out of front wings. I wonder if sometimes that happens in racing. Maybe the team decided, oh yeah, where's the wing? And the other crew members like, I don't know, it's gone. It's somewhere else. That is unfortunate though for Viperize. Hopefully, maybe he'll pit again. Maybe they'll have the front wing at that time. I'm not exactly sure. But that is unfortunate for Viperize. Currently in P14 at the moment. He needs that front wing to be able to race. You know, it's very hard to race without a front wing.
Yeah, it definitely is the hardest race one of the hardest races to race without a front wing, so we just have a front wing at the moment, so it seems somehow managed to make a wing, so great news to him. As we just wait for everyone else to catch up to the safety car and everyone to catch up to the safety car and rejoin the pack.
Well, let's see how this goes. I think we have a great race ahead of us. 10 laps or so to go. We have a lot of drivers on the mediums. We got SSL Mango and B-Tom on the fresh new set of medium tires. Good Joe, Ickle Bickle, and Sevaflare on a little bit worn mediums, but they'll be fine. Waitsy, Shahami, and Asena on softs. That's going to be big for them. Could get them into a podium position. It's going to be a very intense end to this race. All these guys need to do is keep it consistent, keep it clean, you know, and continue to race hard. I think all the way up until that incident, it's been pretty clean racing from everybody today. A few incidents, but that's going to happen in league racing, of course. Yeah, we'll see how this works out. It's going to be an interesting one. Can SSL Mango pull off that gap to be able to win his second race in Group 1? That would be big for him. What about B-Tom? Can he win his third race this season? Or Good Joe, maybe Ickle Bickle, one of those guys. Could they get their first win? Or Ickle Bickle's already got one, but the JoJo's never gotten a win in LSR and hasn't even gotten a podium yet. That would be an awesome debut for him. He's only raced in one race before, but that race was kind of affected by some weird glitch, and he wasn't really able to attend it, only a qualifying session. So this is kind of his first race as a full-time driver in LSR, so this could be huge for him.
As we watch Mango get very, very close to the safety car. Just maybe a little bit too close sometimes, as safety car is coming in this lap.
And Vacant asks, is 3 comms too much? Do you think we could have him in here for some commentary?
This could be very, very interesting. We may not even get to speak, like have a rest.
Maybe. Well,
We'll have
let's
to wait and see until Mango does get underway, as he lets the safety car enter the pit lane, and in it comes. So Mango can go whenever he wants.
Well, let's see. He should go right before he goes now. Actually, he goes on the entrance of turn 10, leads us away on lap 28. B-Tom right behind as the clouds get darker, the screen gets darker, the racing gets even more exciting as we get underway for the safety car restart. There's Ickle off the track, and he's got major wing damage as well. What happened there to the Red Bull?
Not either. There was contact as well in the background with Xiaomi and Waitsy. Don't know what happened there, as Xiaomi makes a move for P5, P6, as MWR loses out so much time.
And I think there was more contact at turn 3. Not exactly sure what happened there. Chaos in the first lap, I gotta say, of the safety car restart. As not sure what happened with Tano and Waitsy there at the start, and then not sure what happened at turn 3 as well. I saw a car round. Ickle Bickle, I have no idea what happened. He was on my screen. It seemed that he wasn't around any cars, and it just seemed like the car just completely snapped and went straight into the wall. We'll have to catch up with him and see what happened. SS Almego sets the fastest lap of the race, followed by B-Tom and the JoJo. Seville Flair in P4, Ace Senna in P5, Acid Masters and Xiaomi in 6th and 7th. But yeah, well, what's your thoughts at this particular moment?
At the moment, this is going to get very interesting, as JoJo is being attacked by Seville Flair, who's very quick, very strong. So we'll have to wait and see what he can do. He's going to move out into the inside lane, and he's going to make the move. He's going to stick it around the inside, and it's a really nice move for Seville Flair, who will now go up into P3 and will go on the attack for P1 maybe, as Eat My Dust has spun around.
Yeah, that's not good news for Eat My Dust. That was, I think, on the exit of turn 3. Seems that he maybe spun and lost control of the car. He's going quite slowly right now. Hopefully he can continue to race. We'll see. Anyway, we have the JoJo still in its shot at getting this podium, because Seville Flair does have that 3-second time penalty. Asen and Xiaomi P5 and P6, Acid Masters in 7th, and NYR in P8. That's kind of the battle right now for P1 in this race. Waitsy does retire from the session.
I was just about to say, I don't know why Waitsy's retired, but very sad to see that both Hasses have retired from the session. But back to front of the pack at the moment, 0.7 at the moment. He's got to gain quite a few seconds on B-Tom, but I don't know if it's going to be possible.
Well, let's see. Let's see what happens.
As Eat My Dust finally comes into the pit lane after his incident with Waitsy, as I was just checking there, as he retires from racing. We only have 13 drivers left of this race, so it's kind of like a drive to survive at the moment.
Kind of, it is, yeah. I think that safety car restart affected a lot. Unfortunate to see that. I'm still trying to figure out what the hell happened to some of these drivers. Waitsy and Ickle Bickle particularly. Not sure what happened to the pair of them. Of course, they were in separate incidents, but I don't know. Very surprising.
as Xiaomi and Aston Masters are fighting for P6, as I believe Aston Masters has just made a move on Xiaomi. So that is now P6 for Aston Masters.
Well, let's see if Xiaomi will be able to get back past. I don't think he's going to be able to because he got that penalty, and he's on soft tires that are going to start degrading in the next lap or so, even with just around 3 laps to go in this race. Flare in P3 looking for a podium, possibly. Let's take a look at penalties real quickly. Currently, as it stands, it will be B-Tom in P1, Mango in P2, and the Jojo in P3, a double podium for Alpine, it seems. Acid Masters will also be up there as well, and he might be able to get maybe a P4 or something like that. We'll see.
Jojo can just stay ahead of a Senna and within the DRS range of Flare. This could be a one third for Alpine, which would be very, very good for their campaign at the moment of this championship. I've also noticed Eat My Dust moved up a position even though he has retired. So I don't know how that works out, but yeah.
I'm not sure either. But yeah, that's that. Anyway, we move on. The battle for P1 and P2 still is the same. I don't see any overtakes going on too much right now. I think NYR and Xiaomi still having a nice battle here for P7. Mercedes v Ferrari at this Austrian Grand Prix. The skies get darker here in Austria.
B-Tom is now down into the 1 second area, so no DRS available for B-Tom if it stays like that. So this could be huge for Mango.
Well, let's see.
He's staying around that 1 second gap, but it's stable at 1 second. But I'll have to wait and see what time it is when they come around this corner. It's just 1 second. I don't believe he has DRS. No, he does not. So B-Tom is going to be losing so much time now.
Yeah, this could come down to the absolute wire. I mean, we're 2 laps to go in this race. 1.1 seconds separating first and second. If things continue the way they're going, I mean, Mango might be able to keep the gap. He's pushing as hard as possible to stay ahead of B-Tom. 1.4 seconds now, the gap between first and second. Ace Senna gets a 6-second time penalties. We see some action going on for P5 at this current moment. Wow, a lot of action going on. Acid Masters in the AlphaTauri is looking to make that move. The Jojo keeping ahead so far. And he might lose too much time to Flare. Flare might be able to get P3 in this race. As we see NYR looking for the move on Xiaomi. He's looking for it. Cannot make that move, though. But yeah, great action going on right here for what is currently P4.
Yeah, the gap now is 1.5 seconds in front. As Acid Masters loses out a lot of time there. I don't know what happened to him. Jojo now down 3 seconds, so this is the lap to do it all. If you want your podium, you're gonna need to get it now.
Well, let's see. Let's see how this works out. 3.4 seconds, 3.5. Meanwhile, the gap out in front, I think, is too far away unless Mango can gain around 1.4 seconds in a lap. He's 1.8 seconds now to B-Tom. Oh, he's got to gain like a second. I mean, he's gaining time on B-Tom, but will it be enough? I don't know. I don't think so.
One little mistake from anyone at this moment of time can lead to a podium being taken away or being given to you. But B-Tom will be coming around at the moment, as it seems. But we'll have to wait and see if he doesn't make a mistake. He's not made a single mistake at the moment of this race. The gap will be 2.1 seconds. Mango finishes the race on track, but B-Tom comes home for P1 and wins the Australian Grand Prix. As Sevelflare gets ahead of Jojo just. So that is P3 for Sevelflare and P4 for Jojo.
Yeah, big change for them. Sevelflare back on the podium. Great to see him beat Tom in P1, SSL Mango P2. Great race from the pair of them. Penalties is what changed that race. Sevelflare back on the podium, as I did mention. The Jojo in P4, great news for him. NYR and the two Mercedes there as well. Both Mercedes in 6th and 7th. Danny in the points, a Senna in the points again. Alfa Romeo got a few points, but wow, an exciting race, I gotta say. It was a great one. A very interesting race in terms of overtaking and all that sort of thing. A few incidents that I'm sure the stewards will have to look into, but not as bad as previous races. I gotta say, it was not that bad. Great race from everybody today. B-Tom on top here in Austria, followed by SSL Mango, Sevelflare, the Jojo, NYR, Xiaomi, STR Tano, Ace Senna, Danny Stillers, and Viperize, the top 10 for these teams. James, what do you think of that race? That was an intense one, wasn't it?
It was very, very good and very close from all drivers. Well done to Beaton though for staying with Mango. The undercut worked, and I'm quite surprised at it. But close battles all grid around. So
well, a great race here in Austria. Honestly, it's good to be back here at the Red Bull Ring. Good to be racing once again. James, thank you so much for commentating with me in the session. Always a pleasure to commentate with you, and can't wait to do more.
yeah, it's always fun to commentate on Group 1. Mango also gets the fastest lap, so he will get that extra point.
Yeah, you are correct. Mango will get, I think, 19 points in this race, so that's good news for him. But B-Tom won the Season 2 Austrian Grand Prix. He wins the Season 3 Austrian Grand Prix as well. One with Williams, now one with Alpine, so congrats to him on another win. Extends his championship lead over the rest of the pack. Great race from everybody today. Honestly, awesome race. It was an intense one. Austria definitely doesn't disappoint. Definitely provides some interesting and awesome racing as well. So anyway, we continue to head through the remaining races of this championship. It's been a pleasure to race here in Austria, but that completes everything from Group 1. This was round 12 of the season. We will see you for round 13 next week, and we'll be returning to the Spanish Grand Prix. That'll be next week, but we're not done with Austria quite yet, because Group 2 is heading there. We should get around a 15 to 17 car grid on the grid for our secondary division. Myself and James will be racing there, so cheer us on, please. That would be much appreciated. Yeah, that's going to conclude things from Group 1. See us tomorrow. Group 2, it's going to be the same time as our previous Group 1 races, because the time change was kind of affected, so I won't go into details in terms of the times for that. But anyway, that concludes things. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to see more content. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and we will see you all in the next one. Peace out.